All aboard the Polar Expresso. That's right, everybody. Winter and Christmas may be long gone, but we still got a Christmas beer kicking around in the fridge. This is the Polar Expresso from Brewery X and Sir Owlvericks Coffee. I'm pretty excited about this for multiple reasons. One, it's a coffee stout, which we love. Two, Brewery X, we've gone there before, we've drank beers from there, but we've never reviewed anything on the channel. And three, Owlvericks Coffee Company is a coffee company that is run by a friend of mine.
Friend of a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend. So I'm really excited about that. Plus, it's got a cute little owl on it. Really love this can. I like the night sky on there. I don't know that I've ever seen the Polar Express all the way through.
I've never seen it.
I just remember Tom Hanks as the conductor, and he's kind of creepy.
I've never seen anything with Tam Honks in it.
But yeah, coffee stout. This is is it Imperial Stout? Let's see.
It's just
coffee stout. So my guess is it's in the Imperial range, but maybe I'll be wrong.
I don't like Brewery X.
However, spoiler, we have had this beer before because when they first released this, probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
3
years? It's been that long already?
One of our first things.
There you go, a little behind the scenes. They released this on tap only, and there was a special opening night. We went there because it's supposed to be like a Vietnamese coffee stout, and it was super, super good on tap.
On Nitro, too.
On Nitro, yeah. This is not on Nitro, as far as I can remember and see from the can. But they decided to can it this time around, so it let us get a 6-pack and bring it home. Which was another cool thing, is that they sold it in 6-pack instead of a 4-pack. And it wasn't like egregiously expensive, it was like the same price as like another 4-pack from somewhere else.
Yeah. I wish that the coffee place teamed up with Bottle Logic instead. Only because I don't think Brewery X has... Right. They have fine beer. It's fine. But they don't do stouts the way that Bottle Logic does stouts.
But to be fair, not a lot of breweries do stouts the way Bottle Logic does.
Yeah, because Bottle Logic does stouts the right way. But I remember really liking it on Nitro. But maybe I was just lying to you because it was one of our first dates.
Well, let's find out if Mary was lying, because that's enough talking. Let's get to drinking. All right, it's time to punch our ticket for the Polar Expresso.
And doesn't Brewery X know that it's called Espresso, not Expresso?
Right, but it's a play on the movie.
I wish it was.
It's actually cute.
Not that cute.
All right, Mary, what are you smelling?
It smells like if you took a big glass of water and put one little coffee bean in it and stirred it around and then took the coffee bean out.
Really? I get coffee right away.
It smells like a very watered down coffee stout.
I don't know if I get that much watered down. I get like a strong, creamy coffee smell. Like there's definitely sugar and cream in this cup of coffee.
Mm-mm.
You don't think so? You think it's more black?
I think it's a watered down black coffee.
Well, let's see if it tastes that way. I think there's a stronger coffee taste than you were initially saying it would have. While Mary collects her thoughts, the bottom says, all aboard! The canning date was December 16th, 2023. Here we are, literally 2 months later as I'm filming this video.
It's a black, watered down coffee. I don't get any alcohol in here at all, whatsoever.
Oh, no alcohol whatsoever. I really enjoy it. I don't think it's as good as it was initially on Nitro. Maybe they tweaked the recipe this time around. But it is still very good, and it's a lot better than most of the other like Imperial Stouts and other stouts we've had just from Bevmo. I mean, this is better than your Even More Jesus, This is better than...
Everything's better than Even More Juice. Are you kidding me?
Okay, but what about like Big Bad Baptist or whatever the hell it's called? I always want to call it Big Bad Baptista, but that's not the name. And our buddy, Rasputin.
Okay, you just named the 3 worst beers that we've ever had, I think.
But those are all stouts that people see in the grocery store all the time or in Bevmo all the time, I feel like. What about Guinness?
Okay, well, that's not even beer anymore. That's just nothing.
What other Imperial stouts have we had? We haven't had Dragon's Milk together yet.
I think that this is on par with all of those beers. Yes.
This is easily a tier above all that.
Surprisingly, I'm still going back to Man Bun. I know I don't think it's been out. I don't think you released it yet, but
I don't know if I can.
What?
I think the footage got all messed up because the mics were dying.
I think that this is a fine grocery store coffee stout. This isn't. I don't like Brewery X. I don't think that they make good beer.
Well, we've only reviewed one on the channel so far.
Well, I've been there.
So have I, and I've had an okay time there. I think it's okay.
Great vibes. Yeah. Cool people.
It's definitely one that you hit up at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because they stay up until 2. They stay open until 2.
Well, no, I was saying when you don't care as much about what the beer tastes like.
Because they don't have the beer and they pour them in plastic cups.
That's my big negative on them is the plastic cup thing. I don't like that. That reminds me of like bars in downtown places that do that. Like, just get some glass and pick up the broken glass when people inevitably break it.
I mean, the back is all AstroTurf, so I feel like you gotta try pretty hard to break the glass.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, there's a reason. They're doing good.
There's always a reason.
Brewery X is not... If we're going brewery hopping around here, I wouldn't even pick Brewery X at all.
No, we usually don't, but I don't know. I always want to expand my horizons and try new beers.
Yeah.
And you can't go to the same 3 places for a review all the time.
If they bring this back on Nitro, absolutely, I'll be there in a second. But
Same.
I think it's better on Nitro. I don't know why. I mean, I don't feel that way with other things. I don't think that Nitro is necessarily better. The only thing that I've had on Nitro and off Nitro is Guinness.
We also did Young's Double Chocolate Stout, which also had a nitro ball in it. You can check that out over here.
Right, but I'm saying like to compare the two.
Oh,
I've never
like
had
on and off.
on
Yeah.
and off. Yeah, I've never had anything like this.
Most
before.
places don't.
Yeah,
like,
and I think this is
not a
weird.
lot,
I think this is weird. How come they didn't spring for a nitro ball or something?
I don't know how hard that technology is to do. Green Cheek does their Coco Mesa on nitro.
If Guinness could do it, Brewery X could do it.
All that being said, I'm going to give this a solid 3.5 out of 5. I think it's a really solid beer. If they sold it again, I would get it again in a heartbeat. It's a really nice stout when you don't want a really heavy barrel-aged stout.
I think on Nitro, this beer was a 4.5. In this can, it's a 3.25.
Okay, we're about the same there.
I think this is very black coffee-y, bitter chocolate, if any chocolate. Just bitter. And I don't think that there's enough sweetness to offset the black coffee.
Yeah, I felt like when it was on Nitro, it leaned more into the Vietnamese coffee side of things and was a lot sweeter and creamier.
Yeah.
I know Nitro will make it creamier, but I think they changed the recipe a bit to make it less sweet here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is pretty bitter.
ABV-wise, Mary, how many decimal places are we talking about here? One. I'm going to assume, it doesn't say Imperial Stout, but I'm going to assume it's in that range, which is telling me it's at least 10%. She's nodding your head, no. So I was wrong.
Imperial Stout
I was wrong.
Guess again, it's not an Imperial Stout.
In that case, I'm going to say this is 7.3.
It's a 6.25. 6.5.
Yikes, so baby stout. This is a Guinness adjacent, low ABV stout.
Absolutely Guinness adjacent. Absolutely, 100%. I would agree with that.
But it's good. I like a low ABV stout because that means you can have multiple of them and not be like, all right, I'm done. Thank you.
I wouldn't have multiple of this, but I get what you're saying. It's too bitter for me, and I wish that it was on nitro rather than not.
That's true. I mean, I like black coffee, so I don't mind the bitterness as much. Um, but I do have a sweet tooth, and I like those barrel-aged sweet stouts. But that's going to do for our review today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe. It all helps us out. Click the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload new videos. You don't want to miss the next one. But until then, we're the Brewery X, trying every beer from around the world. One sip at a time. This because it tastes like butthole. I'm just kidding.